Right now, there's something unfolding that could be a game changer for XRP's institutional adoption. And trust me, it's huge. This has been one of my biggest concerns about whether XRP could truly succeed. But what's happening now has the potential to turn everything around. In this video, I'll break down exactly what's going on and why I believe mass adoption for XRP might be closer than ever. Tired of fake gurus who claim to be expert traders but never trade live? I trade live on the second largest crypto exchange, where everything is transparent and results can't be faked. For over 440 days, I've consistently closed every month in profit. In the last 90 days alone, my followers have seen over 70% profit with only 4% drawdown. Verified results, not empty claims. Want to see my verified stats? Click the first link in my profile and start copying my trades for free today. You do not want to miss this, so stick with me. Plus, I'll dive into the unraveling of Tether and a major update in the new US stablecoin bill, which I think signals a clear path toward RLUSD becoming a dominant force. I've got something super exciting to share that totally caught me off guard. Patrick Bet-David just talked about XRP in his latest video this morning. Now, I haven't had the chance to fully dive into it yet, but I did skim through, and while he made a few rookie mistakes explaining Ripple and XRP, overall, this is a huge win for the XRP community. Tomorrow morning on my live stream, I'll break it all down, what he nailed, where he missed the mark, and why this is such a big deal. Just from my quick look though, this feels massive for XRP's momentum. What's really interesting is this trend we're seeing. New folks entering the crypto scene don't seem all that interested in Bitcoin. Sure, they might hold some, but they're hungry for something different, something more. Stay tuned, because this is about to get real interesting. They're moving away from the rigid mindset of Bitcoin maximalism, the belief that Bitcoin is the one and only cryptocurrency that matters. Instead, they're searching for something fresh, something that truly makes sense. Many financial professionals diving into crypto right now see a glaring issue: Bitcoin's painfully slow transaction times. And here's the kicker: they're not buying into the Ripple FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. They're not letting the narrative spun by Bitcoin diehards cloud their judgment. What we're witnessing is the dawn of a new wave of investors entering the crypto space, focused purely on logic and practicality. They're not chasing hype. They're chasing investments that actually work. When I first got into cryptocurrency, one thing really shocked me: how little attention people give to the tech itself. Nobody seemed to ask the obvious questions. Can this technology be used for something meaningful? Does it have real-world potential? This is why I push back so hard against Bitcoin maximalism. It's time to step back and focus on what really matters. Sure, Bitcoin's cool, you can love it, hype it up all you want, but let's get real. If we're talking about financial assets that will genuinely transform the financial system, Bitcoin alone isn't enough. Big Wall Street firms and top-tier investment players know this. They don't throw money at meme stocks or trendy assets just because everyone else is. They craft a thesis, a well-thought-out strategy about how an asset will spark real transformational change. Then, they invest early to ride that wave. That's exactly the approach we're taking with XRP. It's a whole different game compared to the Bitcoin crowd. Bitcoiners are mostly betting that more people will jump on board simply because they like it for the same reasons they do. But XRP? It's not about just riding a trend. It's about building a vision, a thesis, for how something can truly reshape the world, and being smart enough to get in early. So, the price is going to rise. But in the XRP community, we see the bigger picture. To us, XRP is far more than just a speculative asset. It's the foundation of a new financial system. The outdated structures we rely on today are ripe for disruption, and XRP is poised to become the backbone of a modern, efficient financial layer. By investing in this innovation, we're positioning ourselves to benefit as mass adoption unfolds and deep network effects take hold with the world's leading financial institutions. This mindset is how I think most newcomers to cryptocurrency will approach it. They're not trapped in the Bitcoin or nothing mentality. It's just not how people invest in any other market. Coming from other asset classes, that tribalism can feel downright baffling. You can't help but wonder, what's the deal with the Bitcoin purists? That's why it's exciting to see someone like Patrick Bet-David introducing XRP to the mainstream, opening the door for more people to see its true potential. Earlier this month, we saw Dave Portnoy jump on the XRP train, and it feels like the momentum is only growing. More and more people are embracing XRP, and honestly, that's a huge win for retail and mass adoption. Let me tell you, if you think this is just about spot asset purchasing, think again. The ETFs coming down the pipeline are going to pour in billions of dollars in volume. Why? Because for whatever reason, people are absolutely hooked on the idea of XRP. Now, shifting gears, let's talk about the stablecoin bill. Some updated language dropped today, and from the looks of it, the door might be closing on Tether, and fast. The big takeaway here? Stablecoins in the US are about to face some serious scrutiny. We're talking strict requirements, anti-money laundering measures, counter-terrorism checks, liquidity rules, risk management, you name it. And guess what? Tether doesn't seem remotely interested in playing by those rules. So, will Tether completely overhaul its business model to stay in the US market? Honestly, it's unlikely. They wouldn't do it for the EU, and with US regulations looking even tougher, the chances seem slimmer than ever. Many people, especially Tether supporters, had hoped the US would ease up and embrace Tether, given its large investments in US treasuries, a point often touted. The narrative was simple. Tether's buying treasuries, so it's all good. But that's far from the reality. Instead, it's becoming clear that Tether will need a major business model overhaul if it ever wants to gain acceptance in the United States. And honestly, it doesn't look like Tether is willing to make that leap. But there's more to the story. The US is tightening its grip on stablecoins, requiring them to go through the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency for approval, a hurdle RLUSD has already cleared. For Tether, this will be a monumental challenge, given its murky track record. Let's face it, Tether's history is littered with red flags, making this uphill battle even steeper. The question remains, can Tether clean up its act, or is it destined to remain on the outside looking in? Approving Tether would be a major misstep for the United States, essentially brushing past its shady history and signaling a free pass for bad actors. But let's be real, that's not likely to happen. Behind the scenes, institutions are jumping ship from Tether at a staggering rate. The signs are all there. The clock is ticking. I don't see Tether integrating into the US financial system anytime soon. They might try to reinvent themselves with a new stablecoin or pivot to a fresh crypto venture, but the path is wide open for RLUSD to dominate. And guess what? We're just scratching the surface. Ripple is already miles ahead, armed with regulatory clarity and a compliance-first approach. The race has started, and Ripple is sprinting. RLUSD stands out as one of the few stablecoins, and possibly the only one, with clawback capabilities. This feature is poised to be a game-changer, essential for drawing financial institutions into the stablecoin space. Ripple's strategy is proving spot on. Instead of forcing legacy financial players to adapt to a whole new system, Ripple has tailored its products to seamlessly fit within the existing framework. While others in the crypto world have essentially said, "This is how we do things now, deal with it," Ripple took a smarter, more collaborative approach. They're not just innovating, they're bridging the gap between old and new, and it's paying off in a big way. The idea was simple. Let's design this to seamlessly align with the old system, so new users can adopt it without worrying about regulatory headaches. Fast forward to today, and here's the exciting news. RLUSD is rapidly gaining traction, with nearly 150 million RLUSD already in circulation. But this is just the beginning. By this time next year, we're projecting numbers in the tens of billions. The compliance-first stablecoin model isn't just a strategy, it's a game changer. And the growth ahead is going to be nothing short of explosive. Let me wrap up this video with something important I wish I had focused on more. The world we're moving towards, in my opinion, makes XRP increasingly vital to the global system. Back in the early days, one of my biggest concerns about XRP was this: would we even need a bridge currency? Think about it. What if the world simply stuck with the United States dollar? What if everyone was content using it, and there was no need for anything to act as a middleman? A world where the USD dominated completely, leaving no room or reason for a bridge currency to exist. Every day, we edge closer to a new reality, one that's shaping up to be vastly different from the world we've known. Let me share a clip from Canada's new PM, who's addressing this exact shift. We're moving toward a multipolar world, a multipolar currency system, where developed nations will rely more on their own currencies and step away from the counterparty risks of a US-backed system. This is the direction we're heading, and it's crucial to understand what this means. As we embrace this multipolar future, we'll need something revolutionary to bridge the gap, a solution that enables these isolated, walled-off government currencies to seamlessly work together without needing trust between them. Now, how do you build a financial system where everyone has full control over their own assets, but can still seamlessly interact with others without needing trust? That's where XRP shines. Once you grasp why a multipolar world is crucial for XRP and realize that's exactly where we're headed, it all clicks. You'll see why XRP stands out among all cryptocurrencies. Pay attention to this. So, what's the big idea? Break it down for us. Why can't the dollar remain the global currency? Sure, the dollar is the global standard, we know that. But for how long? The challenge lies in the shrinking US share of the global economy. Yet, the dollar remains king, not just in financial assets, but but in international payments, even for transactions unrelated to the US. In times like today, when the US economy is proving its resilience and staying strong, the Fed has stepped up, adjusting and tightening policies to match the momentum. It's a dynamic balancing act, with the dollar still playing a leading role on the world stage. They're making strides, sure, and doing the right thing overall, but their adjustments have created a policy that's relatively strong. This leaves global policy tighter than necessary, which loops back to slow down the US economy. The result? A subpar outcome. And in a world with limited policy wiggle room, that's a risky spot to be in. The trade issues we're discussing are deeply tied to the structure of the monetary system, amplifying the challenge. Now, you've asked a big question, so bear with me. The thing is, you can't just flip a switch and replace the current system overnight. In a multipolar world, one with the US, Europe, and China as its economic engines, we need a currency system that reflects this balance. A multipolar currency, if you will. It's not easy, but it's a direction we need to move toward. So the big question is, how do we get there? I've shared some ideas, and here's where it gets interesting. A multipolar currency, a bridge connecting these fragmented systems. But what if I told you that Mark Carney, the guy you just heard speaking, was at the Bank of England when Ripple secured their massive partnership? This isn't some overnight idea, folks. These plans have been in the works for years, and now we're finally entering a world where blockchain and cryptocurrency are stepping up to solve the deep-rooted issues of outdated financial systems. Here's the kicker. There's only one company doing this in a way that aligns with how these leaders envision the future. That's Ripple, leveraging the power of the XRP ledger. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you found this update as exciting as I did.